the media counting interceptions in practice. Okay, we had Dak
Cowboys
lighting up Trayvon Diggs all practice and everything else. Runs past him for a touchdown, and the man says, "Shut your bitch ass up," after getting burnt. And everybody's talking about, "Oh, nobody likes Dak Prescott. They're disrespecting him." Don't give me that shit. Because I tell you what, my quarterback is out working out with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Is your guy out there working out with AJ right now these days?
the only person that holds Dak Prescott accountable is his ex-fiance. The rest of them don't do anything. That's the truth.
Lordy.
I'll tell you. Who do you think? Wait a second.
Why is Trix keep saying I'm having a meltdown? Dude, you haven't seen a meltdown if you think this.
Hey, wait a minute.
You look a little bit nervous there, Philly. You kind of moving around and you're rubbing your face.
Who do you think gets more media criticism, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
So, are you kidding me?
You know what?
You're joking,
Wait,
right?
No.
You're joking.
You know what I'm going to say?
You're joking.
Okay, watch this. Dak Prescott gets criticism for playoff losses. Jalen Hurts gets
criticism. Who criticized him?
Wait. Let me finish.
Who?
Dak gets criticized for playoff losses. Jalen gets criticized for his play.
Okay. Yeah. Jalen Hurts gets criticized.
What are we talking about here?
Really? So Dak gets criticized for playoff losses?
You criticize him every time.
I'm the only one. Let me ask you something. Are you talking about he gets criticized for playoff losses? You mean his play in playoff losses? Because
here we go.
We're talking about Jalen Hurts' play, or we're talking about Dak Prescott's play in
Hurts
playoffs.
Carry the team every single game.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Hey, Mark, is Jalen Hurts getting criticized right now for his play and his ability right now?
Yes.
Dak Prescott gets off the hook. I've never seen a fan base more easy on a guy. Dak Prescott would never have lasted.
To be clear here,
ever.
When the Cowboys have lost in the playoffs, everybody played great except for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott threw 10 interceptions in each one of those and let his teammates down because Zeke Elliott was rushing.
Oh yeah, but you just bring it to one extreme.
Come on,
you just always do that to one extreme. Dak Prescott, the franchise quarterback in the playoffs in games that matter, he always comes up small. Just like that Minnesota game where you guys were trying to get back in the playoff on, and you go lose a J.J. McCarthy. Don't, please.
And J.J. McCarthy is playing against
Jalen Hurts
that literally gave J.J. McCarthy a fifth of his touchdown passes.
I'm going to agree.
Jalen Hurts
wait a second.
is the most criticized player in the league.
I'm going to agree with you, but you have to look at, okay, if we want, Mark, go with me on this here. Listen, guys, if you're going to criticize Dak Prescott for choking in the playoffs, okay, he doesn't play great in a playoff game. I've never seen an article criticizing Dak for being a bad quarterback. Like, ever.
And being uncoachable.
Right, and you won't, because nobody will criticize.
I just read one.
No, Jalen Hurts. What's the Dak Prescott article?
What I'm saying is I've never seen an article where anyone questioned the ability of Dak Prescott. Him melting down in postseasons, you're not wrong. Hang on. He doesn't play well. Let's just say that. He doesn't play well. I've never seen an article like that for being uncoachable and for not being able and being limited for Dak Prescott. I've never seen an article on Dak like that.
I don't think you're going to see any articles criticizing him in any form or fashion because they have given him a pass since the beginning.
Wait, Dak, are you saying that Dak's not a good quarterback?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Dak has gotten, for the standard in which people hold quarterbacks up to, he has never been held to that standard. Because any other quarterback, including Jalen Hurts, would be held to a much harder standard to have that kind of playoff record after 11 years. That's
to
just
always trade Dak. Oh,
That's
Andy
facts.
Dalton. There's no difference between Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott. In Rush, we trust that the Cowboys be better off moving on from Dak Prescott and having Cooper Rush as a quarterback. Come on, man.
Who said that? I don't know.
I get people now saying Sam
I don't know
Howell.
anything about that.
We can let go of Dak.
Nobody with brains.
Sam Howell.
Nobody with brains is saying that's like people saying put Tanner McKee in. I mean, that's dumb. It's dumb.
That's just people in a chat speaking.
But Mark, one thing I will say about Dak, I've never seen an article criticizing Dak in the pocket, ever. But I see articles all the time about Jalen, and we just witnessed this. And one came out today that it's like one of the longest articles I've ever seen on a quarterback who's as much of a winner. And to you, Philly, let me say this. Okay, do you think why is everyone doing this? Who gives a shit how it looks? It's not how you drive, it's how you arrive. Why are people caring so much with the cosmetics of it? You're 50-18 in 4 years. Massive success. Why is the quarterback getting criticized so much?
I mean, I don't get it. And the only thing I think, sometimes I really believe this, is I believe that there's a deflection with the head coach and some of his weaknesses and inefficiencies. And the offensive coordinator, who was his best friend, if you look how he responded in press conference, I feel like a lot of this is done to attack a guy who they know is not going to come back and fire back or say anything in the media, and is just going to let whatever go out there. And they do it to save their own ass, because I think the coaching is really been the biggest problem. I'm sorry, but as all the things that we're talking about with Jalen Hurts, why did the coach allow a lot of these things to happen? Why can't you stand up to the quarterback and say, no, we're not doing this. This is what we're going to do. So to me, it comes back at the end of the day to another coaching problem. It's the same coach.
You think it's a head coaching problem there, Mark?
Here's what I'm going to say. Okay. In the same way, Sam Darnold, I don't know if you look and say Sam Darnold is just that they won a Super Bowl because of Sam Darnold, or because you look at it and say that they're a complete team. The Eagles, you won that Super Bowl because you could run the football and you had the threat of being able to run the football. You had a great offensive line. You had two great wide receivers. You had an incredible defense. It's a team sport. And see, unfortunately, the Cowboys are the polar opposite of that, where it's a couple of guys that are really good, that are Pro Bowlers, a few All-Pros and things, and it's not a complete team. And it may be one of those things where they look and they say, we have such a good team that maybe Jalen Hurts is kind of the weaker link in here, and maybe we need to look elsewhere. Or maybe we can look elsewhere for something that's cheaper.
Well, Seattle just won a Super Bowl with a $30 million quarterback.
That's what I'm saying, because they had a great team.
Now, I want to ask you guys this question here. A couple more here left here. So, Mark, and I'll go Philly, and I'll ask you. And I did this to Xander, and I want to see where you guys are on this. You guys think Phil Jackson is a great coach, Mark? You think he's a great coach? 12 NBA championships.
Kind of. If it's all about winning the championships, you got to say he's a great coach.
What about you, Philly?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So when you have Michael Jordan and you have Shaquille O'Neal and you have Kobe Bryant, and you say turn and shoot, and then when you're asked to go and build a team in New York, and you're asked to coach that team and build that team in New York, and you fall flat on your face, is it about the talent around the coach, or is it about the coach that can build the team around him, like what Jimmy did in Dallas when you were a Dallas Cowboy fan, watching all those guys being built, bringing in his own coaching staff? So is a coach a product of the talent around him, or is it the coach? Because I saw Kyle Shanahan with a JV team beat the Eagles, and that was great coaching. To me, I see great coaching. I see great coaching, and sometimes I see coaches like Philly just said. I mean, for Verts, how come the coach didn't just do this? We're going to run the ball. I would rather have had them run the ball on fourth and something like right there than throw within triple coverage. Where was the coaching? Right. So my question is to you, Mark. Is Sirianni a product of the talent around him? Or is he a good coach?
I think it's the talent around him. I look at it and say, I honestly, after that Super Bowl last year that you won, I looked at that and said, that's the closest team that I've seen like the 90s Cowboys, where you looked at it and say, where's the weakness? Where's the weakness? Because you were good at every level of the field. And it's a lot easier to coach. Like for Norv Turner, when he had Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith, the best offensive line in football, and Alvin Harper, a Jay Novacek, and a Troy Aikman. Hell, I'd look like a great coach if I had that.
Phillies, Eagles that year in 24, their greatness covered their deficiencies.
Yes.
So do you think the talent level that Howie's put around Nick is a benefit of the room, isn't he?
I do.
Without a doubt.
I honestly do. I honestly do. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I feel like this is our version of Barry Switzer. You know, I do, because I feel like he had a ton of talent. Now, I do think there's some things Nick does good with, maybe managing the players and personalities. But, you know, there are certain things that he does that he gets away with that I don't think on a lesser talented team you could get away with. You know, and I think it all blew up when you saw his attitude with going after that second seed, and the way he was so dismissive and was the only coach in the league that didn't care about possibly being a second seed instead of a third. I thought it showed a lot about him. I think, you know, why do you have a team that collapses those, right? You go to the Super Bowl and you're 10-1. You're 10-1 and you have a historic collapse. Then you come back and you win a Super Bowl, but then the next year you have a kind of like a minor
collapse.
Yeah, and to me that's coaching.
Listen, when that Super Bowl season, when you looked at the talent on the Cowboys,